Drill music isn't just about the beats or the lyrics. It's about the streets, the blocks, and the hoods these rappers come from. Every name they shout out, every rival they diss, and every bar they spit comes from real-life experiences. The neighborhoods they represent aren't just places. They're war zones, communities, and battlefields where every day is a fight to survive. From the high-rise towers of the Bronx to the infamous streets of Chicago, drill culture is built on the reputations of these hoods. Some are fortresses with only one way in and one way out. Others are so lawless that even the police hesitate to step in. Today, we're breaking down the real hoods behind some of the most notorious drill rappers. Budhound Q50 comes from Drill City, a place where survival isn't guaranteed and every day is a war zone. This isn't just another Chicago block. 79th and Maryland is one of the most violent areas on the east side, with constant shootouts, gang conflicts, and police sirens filling the air. If you're not from there, you don't belong. Drill City got its name for a reason. It's a place where retaliation is mandatory and enemies are always watching. Gangs run the streets and every corner has a story, most of them ending in bloodshed. The main players here? Bloodhound 079, a feared faction that has been locked in war with rivals like 051, Young Money, and Trap City. These beefs aren't just rap, they're real life, with bodies dropping on both sides. Bloodhound Q50 is more than just a rapper. He grew up in the middle of this chaos, seeing firsthand what happens when you cross the wrong people. His lyrics are raw because they come from experience. When he raps about losing homies, dodging bullets, and sending warnings to his ops, it's not entertainment, it's real life. He's been at the center of some of Drill City's most infamous beefs, but being a Bloodhound rapper comes with a price. The police are watching, the feds are lurking, and his enemies are waiting for him to slip up. Will he make it out, or will he end up like so many others from Drill City, locked up or in the grave? You know the Bronx is one of the deadliest places in the game right now, and River Park Towers, better known as RPT, is at the center of it all. These twin towers in the Bronx aren't just apartment buildings, they're a battlefield. River Park Towers, also known as RPT, sits deep in the Bronx and is one of the most infamous spots in New York drill culture. Unlike most hoods, RPT is made up of two massive high-rise apartment buildings, standing tall over the Harlem River. The buildings are stacked with residents, but what really makes this hood unique is its layout. There's only one way in and one way out. That's why Dthang always raps about it, because in a place like RPT, once you step in, there's no easy escape. This setup makes it both a fortress and a trap. It's hard for outsiders to sneak in, but if something goes down, there's no quick getaway. Another wild thing about RPT is that despite being one of the most dangerous hoods in the Bronx, it actually has a swimming pool. It's rare to see a pool in the middle of a high-crime area, but in the summer, kids and even some of the young drill rappers have been spotted cooling off there. On one side, there's violence and gang wars, and on the other, there's a public pool where people are just trying to enjoy their summer. But in a place like RPT, peace never lasts long. Security is another thing that sets RPT apart from other hoods. The complex has security guards patrolling the area, but they don't stop much. Shootouts, robberies, and gang activity still happen right under their noses. The security presence is more about controlling who comes in and out, rather than stopping the violence altogether. Police are constantly watching this place, and the NYPD has labeled RPT as one of the most dangerous housing projects in the Bronx. For Dthang, RPT isn't just home, it's a battleground. The towers have been the center of wars with rival gangs like OGZ, and beef has only gotten worse over the years. With all the history, the layout of the buildings, and the non-stop tension, River Park Towers is one of the most unique and dangerous hoods in all of drill culture. Dthang built his name by dissing dead ops. He called out names, mocked the dead, and made sure everybody knew where he stood. But that kind of music comes with consequences. In 2022, the feds cracked down on River Park Towers, hitting Dthang and multiple other RPT members with a massive RICO case. Police said their lyrics were real, and they had evidence to prove it. Now, Dthang is free and beat this case. But the war in RPT isn't over. The streets haven't calmed down. More violence, more beef, and more diss tracks. Parkway Gardens, better known as O-Block, one of the most legendary hoods in Chicago drill history. Sitting right off 64th and King Drive, this housing complex has produced some of the biggest names in drill rap, but it's also one of the most violent places in the city. O-Block is a gated community, which might sound safe, but in reality, it just makes it easier to spot outsiders and keep beef close. It's been at the center of countless gang wars, with the rivalry between O-Block and STL-EBT being one of the deadliest in Chicago. King Von put O-Block on the map, making it known worldwide as one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in America. The streets here are filled with memorials for fallen rappers and gang members. And the beef never stops. Cops barely stop the violence. They just come to clean up the aftermath. Despite O-Block's notorious reputation as one of the most dangerous hoods in Chicago, the apartments inside are actually much nicer than most people think. While the outside is rough, inside, some homes are well kept, with renovated interiors, fresh paint, and updated appliances. In fact, there's even a section within O-Block that locals jokingly call the suburbs, because the apartments there have better layouts, newer interiors, and overall cleaner living conditions compared to the rest of the complex. For Von and many others from O-Block, drill music wasn't just entertainment, it was real life. The things he rapped about actually happened, and the names he mentioned weren't just lyrics. They were war stories. Even after Von's death, O-Block remains one of the most feared places in Chicago, where stepping on the wrong side of the street can be a life or death decision. Philadelphia might not be the first place you think of for drill rap, but Kensington is one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in America. This is a place known for gun violence, drug epidemics, and constant shootouts. And Skrilla? He came up right in the middle of it. Kensington, Philadelphia is unlike any other hood. It's a place where people come and never leave, not because they're trapped by gang politics, but because they're consumed by addiction. Known as Zombie Land, this neighborhood has one of the largest open-air drug markets in the country. People from all over the world come here looking for the strongest heroin, fentanyl, and other deadly substances, and once they arrive, most never escape. Walking through Kensington, it looks like something out of an apocalypse. Fiends are slumped over on sidewalks, some frozen in place mid-step from the effects of trank dope, while others stumble through the streets in a daze. Dealers operate in the open, knowing the police either won't intervene or are simply overwhelmed by the scale of the crisis. The streets are lined with burned-out buildings, makeshift homeless encampments, and bodies sprawled across the pavement, not from violence, but from overdoses. Some people take their last breath right on the curb, and no one even stops to check. Unlike other drill hoods where the main threat is rival gangs, Kensington is dangerous in every way possible. Shootouts happen in broad daylight, but at the same time, people are overdosing just a few feet away. It's a lawless wasteland where survival isn't just about making it through beef, it's about making it through the day. For someone like Skrilla, growing up here means witnessing it all firsthand. The gang wars, the addicts, the shootouts, and the hopelessness that comes with living in a place where the only escape is either death or a miracle. Skrilla is one of the rawest drill rappers from Philly. He reps Kensington with pride. Canarsie, Brooklyn, is the home of Pop Smoke and the Wu movement. Unlike other hoods that are dominated by high-rise projects and packed housing complexes, Canarsie is different. It's mostly residential houses, giving it a unique look compared to places like Brownsville or East New York. But don't get it twisted. Canarsie is still one of the most active hoods in Brooklyn, and the gang wars here are just as deadly as anywhere else. Pop Smoke put Canarsie on the map, bringing Brooklyn drill to the mainstream. But even before the fame, the Wu movement was already making noise in the streets. Canarsie has long been a battleground between Wu-affiliated sets and their enemies like the Cho, a war that has spilled into the music industry with countless diss tracks and real-life consequences. One of the things that makes Canarsie unique is how organized its street politics are. Unlike some places where gangs operate in chaos, the Wu movement was structured, with different crews under the same umbrella. This gave Pop Smoke's crew a level of power that most drill rappers don't have. Even after Pop's passing, Canarsie remains one of the strongest hoods in Brooklyn drill culture. It's a place where respect means everything, and violating the wrong person can cost you your life. Cops have tried to crack down on the violence, but the beefs in Canarsie run deep. As long as Brooklyn drill is alive, this hood will continue to be one of the most feared and respected in the city.